Hey everyone, it's Courtney, and welcome back to Pretty Blonde Banter mini podcast. Today, I want to talk about how to approach a woman. And we're going to start with online, since we live in a digital age, and as much as I hate it, that's the most popular way to meet people right now. So, I have been experiencing men trying to quote unquote approach me online quite a bit since I moved here, and a lot of y'all are just cringe. So grab a snack, grab something to drink, and come hang out with me for a while. So, like I said, we are in a digital age right now, and things are a bit different than back in the day when you'd meet someone organically out and about, out in the wild. A lot of times now, people are meeting either on social media or they are meeting, on dating apps or things like that, wherever they want to meet. The downfall is that all this stuff is still relatively new. You know, dating and courtship has been around for how many millennia? The digital age dating, not so much. So, I am going to be here today just kind of giving my take on it and how I feel when I get hit on and approached by men online. And I'm going to share positives and the negatives, the do's and the don'ts. So, again, like I said, this is just me. This is just my opinion. So, take it with a grain of salt. One of the things that I see a lot of men do, which kind of shocks me because I never know like if they're like really being serious or not, is without ever talking to me, without anything, they will send me a message and be like, "Hey, you want to go out?" And me as a woman, when I read that, I'm just like, who the fuck are you? Like, I don't know you, sir. And it's just weird, like, would you, out in the wild, would you just walk up to someone that you've never seen before, that you don't know, and just be like, hey, you want to go out? Probably not. So why are you doing it online? I don't get that. I think that is very hungry tigerish and very low effort. Dating, to me, if you're interested in someone, there should be some legwork. You want to get to know this person. Yeah, you might see a photo of somebody and you might think that they look great, but you don't know anything about this person. They could be a terrible person. They could be married. They could be, interested in the same sex. You don't know. You got to do the legwork to find these things out and to see if maybe this really is a person that I'd like, or this person is not what I was thinking. So, like I said, I get messages from men quite often, and it's just the all of a sudden, I've never spoken to you, but hey, let's go out. And I don't know if you guys really stop and think about putting yourself in the woman's spot. Dating as a woman is dangerous. There's, as much as it sucks to say that, it really is. It's a dangerous thing for a woman to do. So when you just don't even talk to the woman, she doesn't know you or anything, when you're just like, hey, let's go out, that is immediately going to send up like red flags because she doesn't know you. You're a complete stranger. I have this little saying that I'd rather not go on a first date and then end up on the first 48, like it's just, it's scary. And I don't think some of these guys really think about that. It's very dangerous for a woman to go on these dates. So when you're doing that, you're just giving off this like creeper vibe and instant red flag. So instead of being that guy that's just out of the blue texting someone, hey, you want to go out? Try this instead. First off, if you're on social media and you're trying to reach out to the girl, do your background and see if she's married or if she's in a relationship or something. Because you don't want to be the dude that is creeping on a woman that already has a man, because it's not cute. If you don't see anything or you see that she's single, then okay, send her a message. Briefly introduce yourself and say something like you stumbled across her profile and you were mesmerized by what you saw and you just had to take a chance and reach out and see how she responds. If she responds with, I'm not interested, or I'm with somebody, or whatever, keep it classy and just thank her for her time and move on. That's simple as that. Very easy. Don't be the guy that keeps pushing, because you're going to instantly piss her off. At least that's what happens to me. If I tell a man, like, I'm not interested or I'm pursuing somebody, and then they keep going, I get pissed because you're not listening to me. So, yeah, I've lost all interest at all right there. Another thing that men do to me when they're first trying to talk to me is they will hound me for photos. Hey, can I see a photo? Oh, can you send a photo? Can you send a photo? Can you send a photo? Instant turn off. Like, instant turn off. I don't owe you a photo of anything. Like, if let's say this, like, you're connecting on Facebook. Let's say you're connecting on Facebook. If I have a profile picture up there, that's the picture that I am showing to the world of who I am. I don't need to be hounded. That picture that you're seeing is good enough. If you keep pushing for photos, it's an instant turn off for me. Like, no, hell no, because I don't want to be the girl that's out there sending pictures to random men, because there are some creepers out there who like to do gross things to pictures, and it's just ew, instant red flag for me. Instead, why don't you try being her friend? Like I said, if we're using Facebook as the social media platform here, add her as a friend. Once you've started talking and if she's cool with it, add her as a friend. And if she accepts, then you might see more photos. But take it slow. These girls that you're reaching out to, they don't owe you a thing. So pull it back and be respectful. Next ick for me is when a guy is like, oh, you want to hang out? Why don't you come up here and see me? Like, no. I'm sorry. No. That just, to me, screams, I'm a loser. And I don't know why it is, but it does. Like, to me, if a guy wants to date me, and I'm not trying to sound snooty here, I've had a lot of messages, especially from my northern versus southern men, from these men here that think that I'm being like stuck up when I say, that I have high expectations for a date. This is how it used to fucking go, okay? And this is what I expect. It's called respect. It's called dating. It's called courtship. This is how it used to be before y'all got lazy. Okay? So again, I'm not trying to be stuck up. But I want to see a guy make the effort. And if it's a, hey, you want to drive up and see me, come hang out at my house? Ew. No. Like, no. When some guy says that to me, the first thing that comes to my mind is booty call. That's what he's looking for, is a booty call. Because you're putting no effort in. All right? You want me to drive all the way to you to hang out at your house. No. Like, if it's a proper date, either we meet at a mutual area, or if you are a true gentleman and the girl is comfortable, and you pick her up at her house. If that's how it works. A lot of people now, myself included, would rather just, meet at the same place, and there we go, and that's fine. But, like if you are going back really old school, you pick her up at her house and take her for the date somewhere. Not to your house. That's fucking creepy. I'm sorry. That is like screaming you're going to be on the first 48, in the next episode. That's just not cute. No, not at all. You don't go on dates to each other's houses. That's desperate. That screams hungry tiger to me. No, you go out, you do something. It's a date, not a hookup. The last little thing that is an instant ugh for me is when a man comes at me first few times talking and it turns sexual. Like, I get it. We're human beings. You're going to have attraction. You're going to have those urges, and that's fine. But if it's right off the bat, no. Hell no. Like, no. That's ew. That's just not right. I'm sorry. That's so classless. Instead, if you are getting to know a girl and you're kind of, the old flagpole is at salute. If if you're wanting to kind of get a little flirty with her, do it do it slowly and not right off the bat. Maybe be a little flirty with her and see how she responds. Does she flirt back? Does she get a little spicy? Speaking from experience, because I'm not a prude. um, if a guy is getting a little flirty with me and I'm into him and I can, you know, if I'm receptive to him, then I might, do a little dirty talk back and yeah, just kind of have a little bit of flirtancy back and forth and just let it flow. Just let it flow naturally, not rush it. Just just be in the moment, and enjoy that little flirty, banter back and forth and just let it flow. Overall, my takeaway is just be respectful and have some class about yourself. A lot of men out there are not classy. They're not gentlemanly anymore. And I guarantee you, if you're a man and you're trying to get the affections of a woman, if you take some lessons from the men of yesteryear and how they did things, true gentlemen, it will take you places because so many of us girls really crave that. We crave that man that just is Mr. Prince Charming, who's just, who gives you butterflies and makes you feel like you're a teenager again. That's what we really love and respect. So that is my advice. These are just a few of my little icks that I want to share and kind of share a better way to go about it. So I hope it's helpful for somebody and I hope it works out for you if you are trying to pursue a young woman. And good luck. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my podcast. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, a wonderful afternoon, and a wonderful evening. I will catch you guys all in my next one. All right, guys. Bye.